was their last song.
Okay.
He sees me.
My desk.
How's it going? Hey, Lila. Hey, where's Ezra?
He's not here.
Where is he?
He's not here.
Where is he?
Not here.
But where is he?
At home.
At home.
Doesn't do weddings, doesn't do funerals, doesn't do babies. And what's he doing? Taking pictures at a service.
I volunteered to do the live stream.
I see. So when shall we stream it?
On YouTube?
And who's watching?
It doesn't tell me. There's one blessed soul watching right now.
Hi, blessed soul.
Hello, blessed soul.
I'm Tay. This is Mary Ann. That's Keith behind the camera. There's Angie over there. And cousin Tony.
Tony. Hi, say hi to YouTube.
Chris Jackson. Nice to see you, YouTube.
This is Chris Jackson
Hi.
and Raider.
Oh, you're Raider, right.
Raider in your
Been a
home.
long time, yeah. All right, so for the record, I thought that the rabbi was going to get up real soon. So there's a lot of dead time here.
I'm sure we can fill it.
Yeah.
We had a nice little treat from Barbara. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Did you indulge in the moon pie?
Not yet. We're doing fine, thank you.
Back them up.
I won't sit here and watch you.
Okay.
That was very nice.
Oh yeah, stream.
Yeah, we're streaming. Okay. 10 minutes, half hour. What are you feeling?
So I know that the second line starts at 3. And Becca was saying she wants people to have time to share memories.
Yes.
That's the big question mark. What I'm doing is going to take about 20 minutes. Okay. But the sharing could take 5 minutes, could take 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but I can adjust based on how much sharing goes on. So I'm probably going to start in about 10 minutes, I would think.
We can hang on for 10 minutes.
You got Facebook streaming?
YouTube.
I'm Renee. I'm sorry, I haven't met you. Well, I met you as a little bitty kid, but mine was
We're making the rounds multiple times here. This might be the most entertaining. Hey guys, I thought the rabbi was going to start right away, so we're wasting time. We're live, yeah. So, yeah, you want to say anything? No?
We love Barbara.
if you're watching and there's anyone that you want to connect with or say hi to or hear from, put it in the chat, and we'll. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, got someone helping me. Put it in the chat, and we'll see if we can find that person. Kind of a calm before the service? Do you call it a service? Before the service starts? Hey. Yeah, we are. Okay. Where are they watching from? You know, without Barbara here, there still is a lack of, you know, she always carries the energy in the room. There's certainly an emptiness here.
Hello, you two.
It's been amazing to see everybody and just like have the conversations. It's been really beautiful. It really has been.
Yeah.
You know.
These are messages that were sent in over Facebook that Becca copy and pasted. The rabbi is about to start. Oh, there we go.
If I could get everybody to direct their attention up towards these beautiful flowers.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Hi. Say hi.
Hey there. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Say hi. Say hi.
All right, as she said, first of all, on behalf of the Newhouse family, I want to thank everybody for being here today. And I know I've met a lot of people here, but not everybody. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is David Gerber, and I am Barbara's rabbi. and it is my honor to be Barbara's rabbi. And I want to start by telling you a little bit about this family. About 2 years before I moved here, my cousin married at that wedding. And so when word came out that I was coming here, she told me how great this community was and about her friends, the Newhouses. And I didn't have to reach out to the Newhouses because the Newhouses had already reached out to me. Before moving here, we already knew Nikki and Adam and their kids. And you just know from the instant you meet this family, it's a group you want to be part of. And I feel blessed to be part of your crew. And I feel honored to be able to be here speaking about Barbara. We've had a lot of times to celebrate over my time here with y'all. We've had new babies enter into this family. We got to gather together for a wonderful 40th anniversary blessing together. We've gotten to talk about some really exciting Pelicans games, some up and down Saints seasons. And I think, as everybody here knows, Jewish tradition tells us that when we lose somebody, it is important for us to celebrate the life, because every life is a blessing. And I know that this gathering is very much in line with Barbara's style. I see moon pies over there. But most importantly, I see family, I see friends, I see smiling faces, I see different colored hair. I see all of these wonderful things that just fill you with love and joy, that speak to the heart of this wonderful, wonderful woman. I didn't know for a long time whether or not she was Jewish or not. I assume she is. We claim her as one of ours. So I'm just going to proceed under that assumption. She's part of us whether she likes it or not. She is on our team, and we're not letting her go. And so at moments like this, I'm here to do a little bit of ritual. And the ritual involves reciting some words from our sacred scriptures, words that are ancient, but become renewed every time we say them. And we're meant to pick words that were most appropriate to her. And we're going to start with the words of the 23rd Psalm, which some of you may know, and you can say it with me if you do. But it speaks about a comfort in knowing that even in loss, we are safe. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters and restores my soul to me in mercy. He leads me in the right paths for the sake of God's name. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You have set a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. There is a book in the Proverbs that describes what we call in our tradition an Eshet Chayil. It means a woman of valor. Now, Chayil in Hebrew, which we translate as valor, is the same word given to soldiers. And indeed, one of the pieces of evidence that we have that she's on our team, the Jewish team, is that she is full of love, but when she speaks the truth. There's a stubbornness to the Jewish soul that is a blessing to our people, and we hope it gets passed down. I see all love in the younger Newhouses. You need to grab some stubbornness as you grow old. But this prayer, Eshet Chayil, woman of valor, we really reserve this prayer for the very truly special women in our lives, and we offer it now in honor of Barbara. A woman of valor who can find? Her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband trusts in her, nothing shall he lack. She renders him good and not evil all the days of her life. She opens her hands to the needy and extends her hands to the poor. She is robed in strength and dignity and cheerfully faces whatever may come. She opens her mouth with words of wisdom. Her tongue is guided by kindness. She tends to the affair of her household and eats not the bread of idleness. Her children come forward and bless her. Her husband too, as he praises, saying, many women have done valiantly, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but in Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor, is to be praised. Place before her the fruit of her hands, and wherever people gather, her deeds shall speak her praise. And with that, we turn now from words of our scripture to words of praise. And if there's anybody here who'd like to share any thoughts or memories or blessings, you can either come up here and take the mic, or you can raise your hand and I'll bring the mic to you. But at this time, is there anybody who'd like to share anything? Want to come up here?
Hi. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Kathleen. I've been a friend of Barbara's for 50 years. I thought this would be easier. 50 years ago, I went out with some friends for a night of pinball and air hockey and whatever other trouble we could get into. And Barbara was there. Don't know where she came from. Don't know who introduced her, but there she was. And it just seemed like she was always part of our group. And she and I became fast friends. And over the years, we shared our joys and sorrows. We talked about raising our children together. Adam and my son Nicholas were born 6 weeks apart. And it's one of my earlier memories of her. I had just come home from the hospital the day before, and my mother was there, and she was looking out the window, and she said, oh, you got to see this. She was cracking up. And there was Barbara walking up the sidewalk with a giant Frankenstein stuffed thing in one arm and carrying Adam under the other like a sack of potatoes. And it was like, well, she needed to be there, so she came. And over the years, I have so many wonderful memories of Barbara. Some of them are kind of strange. We had a lot of unscheduled adventures because when you got into a car with Barbara, you never knew where you were going. Because you would think, well, we're just going to go 5 minutes to the house or the hotel or wherever we were going. And she would just stop and go, I wonder what's down this street. And off we'd go to see. And that was Barbara, just adventuresome. And when my son Michael was born, I had explained to Barbara that my priest at the time said, couldn't be a godparent if you weren't Catholic. And she was rather put out by that. So she appointed herself his fairy godmother. And I think she was a fairy godmother to a lot of kids. And making their dreams come true was something that she really loved doing. And I can tell you that she would love this because she always told Lydia and I, when I die, I don't want a funeral with a bunch of people being sad. I want a big party. I want music and food and drinks. So she would love this. Now, the other thing she told us was that she wanted Lydia to drive across the causeway with me hanging out the window spreading her ashes. And we both said no. That's not happening. So, a year ago, I think the pandemic was really hard on Barbara. And a lot of us didn't realize how forgetful she was getting. I mean, one thing for Peter to say, oh, Barbara's getting forgetful. It's like, yeah, I'm forgetful too. But last year at St. Patrick's Day, when I went to see her, and all the people gathered there for the parade, she looked at me and she said, do you like this house? Then you have to be careful with Barbara when she asks you if you like something because she might give it to you. And I said, well, yeah, I've always liked this house. And Peter said we live here. I said, yeah, I do live here. You and Peter built this house. And she said, no, I don't think so. I think you were good, but I didn't have any good. And I said, well, Barbara, where do you think you'll live? And she just looked at me with those blue eyes and said, I don't know. And it was at that moment that I realized that we were already starting to move forward. But the funny thing that day, I mean, with all the hordes of people coming in and out of her house, she remembered their names. She remembered their spouse's names. She remembered their kids' names. It was people that was important to her. Places, not the life. So she was a bright point in my life, and my life will be a little bit darker now with her gone, and I will miss her forever. So, thank you.
Do you want to stay there?
That would be better. Thank you. Well,
Just hold it close. Hold it to your
Hold it
to your
closer?
chin. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Diane. I'm the Diane. Of all these people I know, we all know each other. And what I can say, I agree with Kathleen. Kathleen and I have known each other 50 years, but I go back 61 years with her. Then I get choked up because I was telling Nikki at the end when Barbara I didn't have a memory anymore. What we talked about at the house was all the old times, all the old days. She remembered all of that. She remembered when we were 7th grade, the first when we met. My name was Callie. She was Caffrey. That's how we met. We had our whole high school, every day of high school, junior high and high, that we were together every morning and greeted each other, delighted to see each other, had a little message, whatever, but we went all those days. Even when she wasn't in New Orleans and went away to school, I would call her on a Saturday and they had to go find her at school and we'd talk long distance. But it was a very wonderful friendship. Blessed. Because, as I told Nikki, you go 61 years and never have an argument, never didn't want to not talk to each other. All the messages we had, it was a seamless friendship. And then at the end, of course, we talked about all of those times we were together. One that I remember very well is in the days when we didn't drive. We were too young to drive. We would get on the streetcar, go to Canal Street, and go see a movie on a Saturday afternoon. We would go to the Lowe's State, if everybody remembers the Lowe's State, or the Sanger. And one of our favorite movies was West Side Story. We saw it the first time when it was first out on a Saturday afternoon, and boy did we cry. We cried through that whole movie. We saw so many of the movies that are priceless on Saturday afternoon. We did good things. We never did anything that we got into trouble. That at night, then we go to Valencia, go to dances. You know, we did such normal things and enjoyed everything. We liked everything the same. We enjoyed it all the same way. And we just went from one year to the next, to the next. My parents loved her. She loved my parents. My mom made her breakfast. She'd come get breakfast, her biscuits. And we just had such a wonderful 61 years. I was blessed. Somebody else's turn.
Making our cameraman work.
My name's Lydia. I'm the other part, the third part of the threesome that were Barbara, Kathleen, and me. And like Kathleen, you know, I was at Tulane. It was my freshman year. And one day I walked into the UC and there was Barbara. I didn't know who she was, but then we became inseparable. I mean, I can't remember any part of my youth and my adulthood without Barbara. There's a hole that won't ever be filled. She was my friend, my sister, my support. She was always, always there for me. In the good times, in the bad. We got into more trouble than I can begin to tell you. Because, and talking about, Kathleen talked about getting in a car with Barbara being an adventure. Well, I think it was, I think I had graduated from college and was getting ready to go into graduate school. And we decided we're going to do a road trip. Well, we're going to go visit Kathleen in Chicago. She had just gotten married and moved to Chicago. So we're going to go to Chicago. So we get in Barbara's father's little Toyota. And we drive, and it took us about a month and a half to get to Chicago. Because we would see a sign going, oh, that sounds interesting, let's go there. You know? So it took us a good month and a half to get to Chicago. Kathleen was going nuts, thinking we had been killed or somewhere along the way. It's like, no, we just found all these interesting little places to go. And then we went to Martha and Dean's after that, when you were in North Carolina, yeah. And then we went south, and we saw a very interesting road sign that said Transylvania University. Well, we had to get off. I was like, what the, So we followed that road, and lo and behold, we ended up in a cemetery. So I think we're going to go back to the road. Okay. I think we just better turn around and get on the highway again. And then our second road trip, Becky and Becca and Adam. Well, that was something. We were out for what, about 4 months in an RV, 26-foot RV that we spent one night in. One night. Because Barbara just like, no, we're not doing this. Okay, whatever. We were perfectly happy to be in the RV, but no, So, and it was, again, one of those trips where there was no itinerary. We just went. We came to your house.
On the other side of the country.
That's right, when you were already in Yakima. And that's when we went. And it was, you know, it was always so much fun with Barbara. But in the hard times, she was such a rock. I mean, you know, when I got a call, and I was in Baton Rouge, Mom was in chemo then, and I got a call that I had to get home because my mother had gone into a coma. She was dying, she wasn't expected to live the night. She kept me, and if you know Barbara, you know she hated to talk on the phone for a long time. I mean, it was 10 minutes and that's it. But she kept me on the phone all the way from Baton Rouge to my house in Warren. She kept me on the phone, just calming me down to make sure that I was not going to have a wreck, that I was going to be okay. And as soon as I got into my driveway, she said, okay, go see your mom. And those are the things. I mean, Barbara had such a big heart. People don't know everything that she did because she would do it anonymously. But she had such an incredibly big heart. And she loved all her friends, and she loved her family dearly, dearly. I mean, like I said, she has left a hole in my heart that's just, it can never be filled. And it's, like you said, it's hard to imagine me without Barbara. It really is. It hasn't quite hit me yet. It did. It started a week ago when I went to get a mani-pedi. Because I always went, I got the mani-pedi, then I went over to Barbara's house, let myself in, and had a cup of coffee with her, and sometimes we'd order dinner, sometimes not. But, you know, it was always a time, it was a habit. I mean, I was right there, so I always let myself into that house. I never rang the doorbell, ever, in any of the houses she lived, you know. And that's when I realized I can't do this anymore. She's not there anymore. I can't go cry on her shoulder. I can't go laugh with her. I just don't have her anymore. And though she'll live always and forever in my heart, it's and this is how she wanted to be remembered, guys. This is exactly, you don't know for how many years she hounded Kathleen and me about, I don't want a funeral, I want a big party with food and drink and everybody laughing and having a good time. So you've done her proud, kids. You've done her proud by doing this for her. This is what your mother wanted. And oh yeah, well, no, she wanted the boot. She wanted the boot. And you know, I told her, I said, yeah, but you know what? I mean, I don't even know the boot's are gonna be there. I don't even know if it's there anymore.
And Lydia, the moon pies.
And the moon pies, oh my God. That woman was crazy for moon pies. And so we all have to have one in honor of her. Even if you don't like it, you still have to have one. Because it will honor her. And that's it. I mean, you know, God bless Barbara. She's in heaven.
I will be so quick. This is actually just for Peter, wherever you're at. Yeah. I spent a lot of time down in New Orleans mooching. And Barbara's kindness and generosity, and then when she realized it had gone too far, she kicked me out. That was good. Nevertheless, when I was down there once, Barbara was in the kitchen and she was doing something, and you would like, I forget the details, but you had done something for her, and she looked at me and she said, "Keith, that's how I know he loves me." And I just wanted you to know that she knew how much she loved her.
It's hard. No, this is exactly how, she wanted, except for, like I said, for the boot, she's like, put my arm on the table and have a party. So I think, this is, a step above the boot, I think. She was just so generous, and, she just always gave with her heart, and Dad's money, so. But she was allowed, and she just was so giving, and she just would always, without a doubt, you need help, anonymously, and she just, anytime anyone just needed anything, an ear to talk to, she was there. And the Pelicans games, I would, every step I would take, how's Barbara? And everyone knew her, even if she didn't know your name. Everyone, when we go to the Pelicans games, always asked me, and you never could walk behind her because she always would just stop. Like, walk in and just stop. So caution, so yeah, you go and drive and she go over, but then she would always, you could never walk behind her. You would run into her. I'm gonna miss her, and just, growing up, all of the mannequins and the jack-o'-lanterns, we were putting the flowers, and they have like a little jackalope thing. I was like, that's Mom with glasses. The gold thing. I was like, she's like, you want me to take it? I was like, no, you need to leave that. That's Mom. Yeah, I think as she touched everyone's, heart in this room, and she is definitely going to be missed. So thank you all for coming, and it's very necessary, but we will miss her.
I'll be quick.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dean. I'm married to Martha, Barbara's sister. I guess I support all the accolades with Barbara in terms of her friendship and her humor and her generosity. So the only comment I'm going to make is a little bit serious one. As I get older, and I notice there's a few other old people in the room too, we tend to get our illnesses, we tend to get our aches and pains, and there can be a tendency to share those too often with people instead of share all the joys. Barbara had every reason in the world the last 2 years to live in a bit of a pity mode. She couldn't walk without incredible pain. She was in her bedroom pretty much not going to restaurants, for many months. But yet when you come to visit Barbara, there was no pity party. I mean, she just handled all that illness with incredible grace. It was all about enjoying being with you and enjoying a conversation and finding what was happening. That's an example to me, because I think I might have a tendency to do just the opposite. And if Barbara set an example for me that I want to follow.
Let people volunteer themselves.
My My name's Tony Brand. We're from Tampa. And my mama's mom, Barbara's mom was Ellie. And then there's Bruce, the three sisters. And those three sisters would get the cousins, their kids, all together, either in Jackson, Mississippi, where we lived, or in New Orleans, where Ellie and Bruce lived. And my sister Becky, she can't be here. My brother Bill is 10 years younger than me, he's here. Bill and I came to represent the Brandon side of the family. And Carl from Jackson. Yeah, my brother Carl. Sorry, Carl. He's the one really that should be up here. He's a minister and he's a speaker and I'm not. But I just wanted to share with how important family was to Barbara. The Brandons are way down there in Tampa, Florida. And if we had a family wedding, or my parents' 75th wedding anniversary, anything like that, she would be there. And I know she'd always drive this small car down the whole way from New Orleans to Tampa and arrive at our side yard and get out of the car and come on in. And we have pictures to prove it. And she really loved family. And I'll never get over that. She also, as you know, is very generous. And the Bucks and the Saints have always had sort of a rivalry. And I can't remember, it was 2018, somewhere around there when the Bucks played the Saints. She said, Tony, I'm going to get a suite at Raymond James Stadium, and we'll invite the whole family. And everybody, we're going to come up and watch the Saints beat the Bucks. They did. And sure enough, we did, and they did. But it was a time of a lifetime, and it's thanks to Peter and Barbara that we did that. Peter, where are you? Thank you so much. It was just wonderful. So I'm just here to share with you how much Barbara loved her family. And I appreciate Barbara very much.
There is a message from Erin Effler that is stuck in Hawaii, so she has something.
Aloha, my ohana.
Hold on. Oops.
Aloha, my ohana. Barbara was such a spunky auntie. Hair of many colors and many styles. And I think my only auntie with tattoos. She loved to have parties and celebrations. I have many fond memories of these parties at the Purple Britannia House. Her eclectic home decor is something I will always remember and treasure. She was so much fun. Mahalo, Auntie, or thank you, Auntie, for letting me know how proud you were of me, raising Bryce, and then following my dreams to Hawaii. Love you, Auntie. Love you, Ohana, or family. Ah, hui ho, until we meet again.
Hi. Most people have already covered most things, but I really just wanted to call out how, I don't know, when I think of her, just it's how accepting she was of everyone, and without any kind of judgment. You know, like when I went to Boston for college, and I wasn't really ready for college. I failed out after a year, but you know, when she heard that, she flew up immediately and you know, pulled like that day and pulled me out of classes, and you know, we packed up her car and drove back. And yeah, she never had anything bad to say about that, or you know, or anything. You know, she would. just kind of you respect your opinions and what you wanted to do. She had no trouble expressing hers, but she was very understanding of other people's opinions and viewpoints. One year I got a crew cut in Biloxi in the summer, and Becca wanted to get one too, and she just shrugged her shoulders and said sure, and took her back to the same barber. Yes, and yeah, she let me live with a rat tail for as long as I wanted it to. And a fanny pack around. So that's what I'm most about her, I think, is that, and she loved it when her grandkids came over. And just loved spending time with them and seeing them play in her yard and stuff. She had some extra dirt left over, and had him dump it in the middle of the yard and called it a little monkey hill in the side yard. And it's got grass on it now, and it's doing good. We didn't think it would have any for a long time.
I know I'm not the MC, but I was helping Becca write the. Oh, hello. I was helping Becca write the obituary after we wrote it. I thought of one phrase that just sums Barbara up. Barbara was larger than life, though smaller than most.
I'll share just a few messages from here, and y'all can read all of these. Where were these so people can read them? Good, okay. Amazing and thoughtful person, a joy, her friendliness, cheerful face. Couldn't know Barbara without loving her. She lived a life we should all aspire to. She and Scale are now playing Words with Friends. One of a kind, one of the kindest, funniest people, a jewel. Apparently they're playing Word with Friends, and there's some White Russians up there too. Just so much love on here. So I hope everybody does take the time to read these beautiful messages. And at moments like this, when we gather to remember people, you're supposed to deliver something called a chesed, which is a Hebrew word that means something that teaches you about the essence of a person. And I thought this would be a good time to teach y'all a little bit of Yiddish. Does anybody know any Yiddish? Those of us who grew up Jewish, being yelled at by our grandparents, know a little bit of Yiddish. But the first Yiddish word I want to teach everybody is the word beshert. Have you heard this word beshert? You might know it as fate or kismet, or when something's just meant to be. The source of this comes from Ecclesiastes, where the writer points out that we should all enjoy life with the woman we love, and above all else, that's what we can get from this world. Peter, you and Barbara were beshert and spent so many years together. I know we did the blessing at 40, and that was pre-COVID, so what, 43? Years married? 43? 47, was it 45, the blessing? 79. 43. 43. What a blessing. And I know you have been a model of love for your children, for their families, and we're taught in the Torah that every person finds their Ezer Kenegdo, their perfect person, who is a reflection of them. A person, when they're together, they create a sense of wholeness and peace. And we remember the beshert that brought you two together, and we're thankful for that. The next Yiddish word I want to teach y'all is mishpucha. Does everybody know the word mishpucha? All right, here's how you teach the word mishpacha. Raise your hand if you are actually related to Barbara. Okay. Raise your hand if you consider Barbara family. That's mishpacha. Mishpacha means family, but not the family who you are given by your name, by your marriage, by your bloodline. Mishpacha is the idea that every person you meet can be considered part of your family. And Barbara was defined by mishpacha. And I know that exists all over her family. We personally, in our family, have experienced the sense from the Newhouse family. Both of, everybody in the family, her children, grandchildren, model this sense of this endless love that pours out, knowing that you can never have enough mishpacha. We're all thankful today for the mishpacha, for being part of her family. I guess a good New Orleans word for that might be crew. Part of her crew. And the last piece of Yiddish I want to teach is the term gute neshama. Gute neshama means a kind, pure soul. And this is who Barbara was. She was a gute neshama. There's a verse as the Israelites are wandering through the desert. We became hungry and we complained, because this is what Jews do. And in response, God gave us manna from heaven. But upon giving us this gift, God gave us a little bit of a warning. What God said was, man does not live on bread alone. And we're taught from that moment, there's a difference between surviving and living. And Barbara lived. Every moment. That's what all those twists and turns on the road are. And that's why it took a month and a half to get to Chicago. That's why you follow signs. Because you want to live. You want to enjoy the things that life gives you. And in a place like New Orleans with a family like yours, there is so much to enjoy, so much to love and experience, as you can see. And I don't think she wasted a moment of it. I think every moment was filled with enjoying this world. We're thankful for the Besherets that brought you and Barbara together to create this line of beautiful families. We're all proud to be part of her mishpacha. And we're here to honor a gute neshama. And I'll finish by taking a bit of a personal privilege, which I don't always do with test beds, but rabbis, we go to school for a long time, and we always remember the first time we were ever called rabbi. It's an honor, and it's something you work hard for. And then you're called rabbi a million times, and you don't remember any of the others. But there's one I will remember. The last time I visited Barbara, when she was still very much herself, I was talking to Nikki on the way, and she said, her memory's not quite there, and she may not know who you are. And I walked in with a mask on, covering my face, prepared to introduce myself to her. I walked in, and before I could say, hi, my name, then she said, I know you, Rabbi. And I'll remember that. It was a moment that filled my heart with love, that she remembered me and knew me, and we will all remember her and know her. There's a prayer that we say at this time called El Mole Rachamim, and it's a prayer that we chant, that asks God to receive her soul in mercy. And if you could, I'll ask you to please rise for this prayer. El Male Rachamim, Shoheim V'Amromim, Hamtzei Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei HaShekhinah, Im Kedoshim Otohorim, Kezohar HaRakias Matzirim, Et Nishmat Yakireinu Shalcha L'Olama, Ba'al HaRachamim Nastireha Baseter Kelafab Leolamin. Vayisor Bitzor Chayim Et Nishmata. Adonai Unachalatava. V'tanuach Bashalom Amishkava. V'nomar. Amen. God of abundant mercy, God Most High, may the soul of our loved one who has gone into eternity find the gift of perfect peace in your embrace, together with the holy and pure whose light shines in the radiance of heaven. Compassionate God, hold Barbara Newhouse close to you forever, so that her soul may be bound up in the bound of life eternal. May she find a home with you. May she rest in peace, as together we say, Amen. All life comes from God. We must now give thanks to God who gave it. We do that with the Jewish prayer, Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's cottage. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'almad, Yivrach, Yerutei, Yamlich, Malchutei, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, V'chayei, V'chol Beit Yisrael, V'agala, V'yizman, Kari, V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah, V'barach, Le'olam, V'amei Almaya, V'yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitba'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei, V'yishat, V'yifu, Eila Mikol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Tamiran Ve'alman V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shalama Rabba Bin Shemaya, L'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. Hosei Shalom Yimronah, Uyasei Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. The source of peace, grant peace to all who mourn and comfort the bereaved among us, as together we say, Amen. Please be seated. So, again, on behalf of the Newhouse family, I want to thank everybody for being here. As everybody so eloquently said, this is what she wanted. A beautiful gathering of loving friends sharing beautiful memories. And we're going to end with kind of a Barbara twist on a famous saying, which is, when life gives you lemons, make lemon ice. So I think we're going to have a little toast, right? It's coming. We're going to do a little toast, so don't dig in quite yet.
While they hand out the lemon ice, the mic gets handed back to the rabbi. I'm Barbara's brother. I'm Barbara's brother. Hey, brother, when are you coming to town? I'm up in Virginia. I don't know this. Well, bye. So, short conversations. But running my stores, my two network food stores that I had up in Virginia, every year Barbara would, each store in the office and at home, she would send 2 king pigs, just out of the blue, every year. And that was just super special. So to me, I didn't know what I wanted to say today, but I have to have Barbara challenge for you for the rest of your life. And that's to pick 5 or 6 or 7 people and just send them 2 king cakes. Really, it's just something to do out of the blue that they'll never forget. So it was really, really special to get those king cakes all the time. In addition to that, on New Year's Day, she would call it 1 in the morning every year. So happy birthday, happy New Year. She was a great sister.
In the biblical tradition, 10% of those king cakes should go to the rabbi. If anybody needs my address, get it from me. All right, let's raise our lemonites. I want y'all to repeat after me. Zichrona, Livracha. May her memory be a blessing. L'chaim, to life, to Barbara.
Is that possible? Remembrances of Barbara. Well, Mardi Gras. She loved Mardi Gras. And when she was living on Patania Street, she always had, I don't know what you want to call it, but it was a group of people with tents and ladders and ice boxes and everything, waiting for the parade and throw me something and all of that. And I never will forget probably the first time that happened, that I saw her. Pepper and I were just walking down the street, and she came up behind us and grabbed us. Pepper, Raina, it's Mardi Gras. Come over here, buy our icebox and have something to eat or drink. And so I know I've heard a lot about her parties and the good times that she had, but I will tell you all here today that she loved Mardi Gras.
And that was our cousin Raider. And yeah, I'm Martha. I'm here. And she would call me every single time I came down. Every day. Where are we having lunch today? How many people heard that from her? Where are we having lunch? How many after my mom? Or, you can't walk far. And it really hurt towards the end. Yeah. But she thought she could go to lunch. She hoped to go to lunch. Very positive thinker in the midst of a dementia. And thank you, Peter, for a number of years of incredible patience, because she would forget what she can and cannot do, and Peter kept her and did very odd things to keep her at home, things none of us would have thought of, but he did, until she just couldn't do it anymore. And Peter Newhouse is an awesome brother-in-law. Thank you.
why she loved lemonade. This is really good.
For those that don't know me, I'm Betsy, and Barbara was like the second mom to me and my sister Becky, and our siblings were Adam and Becca, and we did everything with them. We went on all the family vacations and did everything. There's lots of things I remember, and I can't do all of them. All the times I got in trouble, and I had to go over to Barbara's, because Barbara wanted to talk to me. And I remember my mom saying, "Barbara wants to talk to you," and I'm like, and that when I was in trouble, and we were over there every day, swimming, the key code, 14523, and we just did everything. She was our other mom. And my mom and her were, ride or die. Yeah. Ride or die. All right. And I can't believe she's not going to be here anymore. But there is something I remember with Peter. And I remember she would tell me this story all the time. And she would say, she remembers walking into a bar one night and Peter was playing the guitar. So sexy. And she knew right then and there that was the man she was gonna marry. She knew it. She said, I knew it. And Barbara's like, that's happening. That he doesn't have a choice. He's already done. So, I remember her just telling me stories like that, about her past and things like that. But yeah, I just wanted to get up and just say that I'm sure we all loved her so much, and she knew that, and I know she didn't want it to end up the way, things happen, but we love her, and she's probably with my mom right now, and they're probably doing something ridiculous. So we're just gonna let them do that thing, what they do, and know that they're happy together. It's wonderful. We'd like it better if they were here, but as long as they're up there together, we know that they're doing something probably stupid. What? But fun, yes. I don't know how many times I would call my mom and she'd be like, I don't know, we're with Barbara, and they'd be somewhere, and I'd be like, oh, whatever. I can't deal with it. But that's all. I just
Hi, I'm Paul. Y'all know me. I've had the privilege of being married to Barbara's daughter for about over a decade now. And there's nothing I can say that already has been said about her, but something I'll always remember is while we were dating and we had a little time together, she would go, when you marry my daughter? After so long, I was like, well, I guess I should marry my daughter. Like Nancy said, when Barbara has her, sights out, something's going to happen. So basically, she's the reason why I married her daughter. I'm happy about that. But, everyone's saying that she's gone. She's not. I see her right there with the girl with the green hair. And if her granddaughters, two are here, I'm sure Sophia's too young yet, but they're all going to wind up just like her. So, don't pray for Barbara. Pray for me. I'm stuck with more than one Barbara the rest of my life. Which is a blessing, but my God, it's getting to. Thank y'all.
All right, so we have fulfilled most of her requirements. We have listened to live music, we've eaten, we've shared wonderful stories, we've laughed, cried a little bit. We have not danced yet. So that's next. Are we ready for that part of the evening? Yeah. Okay. Well, I saw a tuba back there, so I assume it's about that time. Y'all have your handkerchiefs? All right. Well, y'all know what to do.
Oh, picture.
Yeah, it was just a year. Yeah, we didn't get a permit for ourselves.
This might start getting embarrassing. I think I might end this broadcast. Let me know in the comments if you want to see anyone in particular. Oh, hi, Emily. Emily's watching.
Thank you.